Welcome back. Still taking your phone calls, 412-575-2600 on the Bordas and Bordas hotline. Let's go back to those phone lines. Let's go to John in Banksville. John, you're on the Nightly Sports Call.
Hi, Josh. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you also.
I want to change the subject from the New England game and talk about hockey.
Sure.
You know, there's something, I can't put my finger on it, but there's something wrong with the Penguins.
That's the way of putting it.
Social media is really funny, though. You know, I'm on a lot of posts, and people want to fire Sullivan.
Okay.
All he's done is won 2 cups in a row. People want to trade Murray. Now, granted, he's not playing like he did last year, but neither is his defense.
Thank you.
Especially Chris Letang. There was one shift where he gave the puck up 2 times,
yes.
And on the third time, he let the forward get behind him for a real quality shot. This guy, for some reason, has forgotten how to play defense, and I don't know what's wrong with him. But when is this holiday trading freeze over? Is it after Christmas, or is it all the way after the 1st?
I believe it's a day, or I believe it's like the day or two after. I think it's after the 26th. I believe that day after Christmas is when the freeze
But I
ends.
hope they need to make a big trade. I don't know what the problem is.
I would agree, and thanks for the call. And the word I used at the beginning of the show, I used listless, because I don't know exactly what's missing or what else they could do that would make much of a difference at this point. I'm glad you pointed out Chris Letang. He was kind of a topic of conversation on social media throughout the night, especially as the game wore on. I had a conversation with a colleague of mine through text message about Chris Letang, and we were talking about how it's gotten to the point where we only used to see flashes of this, where Chris Letang might have one bad night. But now we're seeing that bad night happen once a week, twice a week, and now it's in worse fashion. It's not just 1 or 2 bad plays. It's a series of bad plays in a small cluster of time, and you're starting to see those bad tendencies that he has. He tends to let things snowball. He'll make one bad play, he tries to overcompensate, makes another bad play. Then he gets frustrated, takes a bad penalty. Those are the things that kind of snowball. They pile up with Chris Letang. So when you're seeing that happen over and over again in the course of the same game, it used to be you might see it snowball in a playoff series or in the course of maybe a couple of weeks. But now we're seeing it happen in real time, pretty much right before our eyes, minute by minute. It's becoming a little bit disturbing, especially with a guy of his pedigree, a guy of his caliber, and to be more than frank, a guy making as much money as he is, because that comes into play too. Because your trade value is based on a lot of different things. 1, your performance. 2, your pedigree. And 3, how much money you're making. And it probably determines the trade market for you. So even if there was a thought of trading Chris Letang, maybe the way he's playing up against what he's making probably makes the trade market a little bit thinner. But to that point, you know, those are all really, really valid points. David on Twitter says, do you think it was a mistake keeping Matt Murray over Marc-Andre Fleury? Hindsight's 20/20, but the veteran presence would be so helpful right now, and then they could rebuild when Crosby, Malkin, and Fleury retired. David, they got a bunch of veterans on that team. You got Crosby, you got Malkin, you got Letang, you have Patrick Hornquist. You have guys on this team that have been doing this for a long, long time. I don't know how many more veterans you need in that room. Veteran presence you probably could have used. Maybe you needed a Matt Cullen back. Maybe his decision to go to Minnesota, maybe it's not working out well for either side, because he's been getting scratched in games in Minnesota playing for the Wild, or I should say not playing for the Wild. But as far as veteran presence is concerned, I don't know if Marc-Andre Fleury gives you anything more than the guys in the room have already given you, because a lot of those guys that are in there have been doing this for a while. There's only a handful of guys like Connor Sherry and Brian Rust. The rest of these guys have been playing for quite some time. So to just assume that losing one veteran maybe makes a difference. Now, here's another guy that maybe makes a difference not having. Maybe not having Chris Kunitz in the room makes a difference. Maybe having another veteran guy up front. A veteran guy in the goal, I don't know if that makes that much of a difference, because as far as Fleury and Murray are concerned, they're pretty much par for the course for me. One's just several years older. I don't think it matters who the goaltender is at this point. But as far as the leadership with the guys up front playing in front of him, maybe that's where things are lacking a little bit. Let's go to Jayden and Butler. Jayden, you're on the Nightly Sports Call. Hello, Jayden.
Hello. Well, I want to talk about the Penguins.
All right, let's go.
Basically, there's no reason why the Penguins shouldn't be the best team in the league. They have most of their offense is, like, really good, and their defense is, like, okay, but the past few games, their defense has been really bad.
You're on it, my man. You're on it. and thank you for the call. I'll let you go because I'm up against the break, but solid points. I'll say this much. You mentioned that the offense being what it is and the defense being what it is. I think they're missing Justin Schultz a lot more right now, too. That's probably another guy they probably wish they could have in the room, helping Chip on a consistent basis. I imagine having him in probably gives a boost to not only the 5-on-5, but the power play as well. Got to take a break. We'll wrap up when we come back. Stick around.